What's going on, guys? Multi-Kills HD here, as most of you guys probably already know. So guys, in this video today I'm going to be showing you guys a GTA 5 Easter egg. Now to get here you just want to mark it on the map where I just appeared, and we're going to go ahead and fly over there. Now this was submitted by a fan, and interesting enough, there hasn't been many reports on this entire situation for this Easter egg, so I decided, I'd go ahead and make a video over this Easter egg because it's kind of weird, to say the least. It's very mysterious, and like I said, it could be something that is very, very simple, or it could be something that's very complex and leads to different things, but there's definitely something on this side of the map that's very interesting up here and suspicious. So you're going to go up on this top of this mountain, and you're going to notice a grave site. Now, interesting enough, you cannot get stars on this little place on the map. You can get stars and bring them to here. Let's say you shot somebody in the middle of the city and came up here with cops. You can get cops, but as long as you're like shooting up here, you can't get cops. So I shot the grave. Now usually the blast radius won't be very long and the flames will stop. But if you shoot the grave with an RPG, interesting enough, the flames just keep spreading and they don't stop spreading. And you guys can see an RPG explosion usually doesn't have flames that just keep going downhill and across, and depending on the angle you shoot it, the fire burns randomly every single time differently. As you guys can see, my character almost catches on fire right there, so it's very odd, to say the least. A lot of people speculate that this is part of the Red Dead Redemption, where a character in the campaign ends up dying, and this was kind of an Easter egg to tribute that character that was inside of Red Dead Redemption. Now there's also another kind of a interesting story that kind of explains this a little bit. So during the GTA 5 campaign, there's a girl who you meet who's called Ursula, and when you pick her up in the campaign and end up delivering her, she will tell you along the way that she poisoned her mother and she lived in the White House down the hill. So this has a very good chance of being her mother's gravesite. Now, interesting enough, there's a couple more things about this Easter egg that could mean there is more to this Easter egg, but there also could mean, it's just a gravesite in the mountain that helps explain, or, could be a future update. Nobody really knows what this actually is. It's just an unmarked grave on the top of the hill. So let's go ahead and show you guys something else that is very interesting about this Easter egg at this unmarked grave. Now, if you guys go on the map and you guys go up to the Sandy Shores Airport, if you look closely at the map, the runway looks like a stick of dynamite. Interesting enough, and as you guys can see, it does look like a dynamite. And to the bottom of this dynamite looking stick runway, if you follow the unmarked grave logo kind of icon thing there, and you go all the way to the right and you just keep following it, it almost perfectly ends up on the grave site up here. So I'm not sure if they wanted people to shoot it with an explosive, or maybe there's more to this Easter egg that hasn't been found yet, but it's kind of interesting that it lines up almost perfectly with a stick of dynamite on the runway with that. Now this is something else we found when we were looking around, me and a couple people and the guy who found this. We found this on the wall, and if you guys look closely, it looks like a skull. And when you shoot the skull, it's kind of where it gets a little bit interesting. Now I want to go ahead and note, there's also a T in the middle of this skull. You guys can barely see it because of the night, but I'll try shooting it and give you guys a little bit of an outline. So right there, you guys can kind of see this T just keeps appearing, or maybe it's a cross, whatever the case is. Just kind of eerie that it keeps appearing everywhere around here. Now if you shoot this skull with an RPG is where it kind of gets even more interesting. Now, usually the burn when you shoot with RPG won't last for a very long period of time. However, if you shoot the skull, it lasts almost double the amount of the time on the fire for the RPG. So let's go ahead and shoot it and just watch how long this skull burns, and just around the skull. It won't spread to anywhere else. So it's very interesting and kind of eerie that this is happening, especially right near the lighthouse, where in the campaign it goes on to say that after poisoning her mother, she cut off her head, and there's a kind of like skull looking thing right near the lighthouse. So I thought that was kind of interesting to show. That's there, it finally burned out, and it kind of looks like the skull's there again. So, it could be something, it could be nothing. It's kind of that for this Easter egg. But this is one of the other houses that a lot of people speculate is a house that her mother lived in for a period of time. Some people believe it's a nice fancy building at the White House, and other people say that this building, which you can see just off in the distance of the White House. So nobody really knows about this Easter egg. All I know, it's kind of eerie. There's so many different marks around the map that kind of resemble things such as the cross or sticks, whatever you want to call it, and the runway being dynamite, and that grave that keeps having flames spread and doesn't stop spreading. It's kind of odd. But anyways guys, hope you guys enjoyed this Easter egg. I'm going to be doing a lot of Easter eggs this week and help you guys know some facts that you probably didn't know about GTA 5. If you guys enjoy this series, make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name of course is Multikills HD. I hope you guys enjoyed the GTA 5 Unmarked Grave Easter egg, and I'm out. Peace.